Have you ever been in that moment? Your phone buzzes, and there it is, a message from your ex. Your heart skips a beat. Your mind races. Questions flood your thoughts. Why are they reaching out? Do they miss me? Is this a second chance? It's an emotional roller coaster. Excitement, hope, confusion, and maybe even a little fear. But here's the truth. Just because your ex reached out doesn't mean they want to get back together. And that's where things get tricky. That initial excitement can quickly turn into disappointment, frustration, or even heartbreak if you're not careful. Now imagine this. They reach out, you start talking, and then they disappear. No explanation, no closure, just silence. Sound familiar? This situation can leave you feeling even more confused and hurt than before. So, what do you do? How do you navigate this emotional minefield without losing your peace of mind? That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. This video is your guide to handling contact from an ex and their sudden disappearance with wisdom, clarity, and strength. We'll be drawing on timeless Stoic principles, philosophies that have helped people navigate life's toughest challenges for centuries. These teachings will help you stay grounded, make rational decisions, and protect your emotional well-being. When your ex contacts you and then disappears, it can feel like a cruel game. One moment they're back in your life, and the next they're gone without a trace. It's natural to feel hurt, confused, and even angry. But here's the thing. Their actions say more about them than they do about you. The Stoics believed that we cannot control what others do, but we can control how we respond. This is where your power lies. By staying calm, rational, and focused on your own well-being, you can navigate this situation with grace and strength. In this video, we'll explore 7 practical tips to help you handle this situation. From staying calm and rational to understanding their intentions, protecting your peace, and knowing when to let go, these tips will empower you to take control of your emotions and decisions. We'll also incorporate affirmations to help you stay grounded and focused. Affirmations are powerful tools that can shift your mindset and remind you of your inner strength. Before we dive in, let's start with this affirmation. I am in control of my emotions and decisions. I will approach this situation with wisdom and clarity. Say it with me. I am in control of my emotions and decisions. I will approach this situation with wisdom and clarity. Good. Let's get started. Number 1. Stay calm and rational. When your ex contacts you and then disappears, it's easy to let your emotions take over. You might start imagining all sorts of scenarios. Why did they reach out? Why did they leave? What does this mean? But here's the thing. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, your mind has a way of creating stories that aren't even true. It can convince you that their disappearance means they've moved on, that they never cared, or that you did something wrong. But the truth is, you don't know what's going on in their mind, and you don't need to. What you do need is to stay grounded in the present moment. The first step is to pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you don't have to react right away. In fact, reacting impulsively often leads to more confusion and regret. Instead, focus on what you know for sure. Ask yourself, what do I know for sure? Not what you're guessing or hoping, but what's actually in front of you. For example, you know they reached out. You know they disappeared, but you don't know why, and that's okay. You don't need to fill in the blanks with assumptions or stories. This clarity will help you approach the situation with a clear mind, rather than being swept away by emotions. It's not about suppressing your feelings. It's about acknowledging them without letting them control you. The Stoics believed that our emotions are often a result of our judgments about a situation, not the situation itself. By shifting your perspective and focusing on what's within your control, you can reduce unnecessary suffering. For example, you can't control why your ex reached out or why they disappeared, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to stay calm, rational, and focused on your own well-being. This doesn't mean you have to be emotionless. It's okay to feel hurt, confused, or even angry. But by staying grounded in the present moment, you can prevent those emotions from spiraling out of control. One practical way to do this is to practice mindfulness. When you notice your mind racing with questions or assumptions, bring your attention back to your breath. Remind yourself that you're safe, you're in control, and you don't need to have all the answers right now. Another helpful strategy is to journal your thoughts. Write down what you're feeling and what you know for sure. This can help you separate facts from assumptions and gain clarity on the situation. Remember, staying calm and rational isn't about ignoring your emotions. It's about managing them in a way that serves you. By doing so, you'll be better equipped to handle whatever comes next. I want you to drop an affirmation in the comments. I choose rationality over reaction. I stay grounded. Number 2, embrace the power of no contact. If your ex contacts you and then disappears, it's a clear sign that they may not be ready for a meaningful connection. As Seneca said, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. The same applies to heartbreak. No contact isn't just a rule, it's a tool for healing and self-preservation. When your ex reaches out and then vanishes, it can feel like an emotional tug of war. You might feel tempted to reach out, demand answers, or try to rekindle what's been lost. But here's the truth. Chasing someone who isn't fully present in your life only prolongs your pain. Silence, on the other hand, is a form of strength. It sends a clear message that you value your peace and won't settle for breadcrumbs. No contact gives you the space to heal, reflect, and grow. It's not about playing games or trying to manipulate their feelings. It's about prioritizing your well-being. When you step back, you create room to process your emotions, gain clarity, and rebuild your sense of self. This period of silence also allows you to break free from old patterns. Often, we fall into cycles of chasing validation or clinging to hope, even when it's clear the relationship isn't serving us. No contact helps you break that cycle by forcing you to focus on yourself rather than the other person. If your ex's inconsistency has left you feeling confused or hurt, remind yourself that their actions are a reflection of their own emotional state, not your worth. You deserve someone who is clear, consistent, and committed, not someone who disappears when things get complicated. Continuing no contact after they reach out and vanish is a powerful way to honor your boundaries. It's not about punishing them or holding a grudge. It's about respecting yourself enough to walk away from situations that don't align with your peace. During this time, focus on activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Reconnect with friends, pursue hobbies, or invest in personal growth. The more you pour into yourself, the less you'll feel the need to seek validation from someone who isn't fully present. Remember, no contact isn't forever. It's a temporary pause to help you regain clarity and strength. Whether your ex returns with genuine intentions or not, you'll be in a better position to make decisions that align with your well-being. Drop an affirmation in the comments. My silence is my strength. I honor my peace. Number 3, understand their intentions. When your ex contacts you and then disappears, it's natural to wonder why. Are they lonely? Are they testing the waters? Or are they just unsure of what they want? As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, what we do now echoes in eternity. Their actions may have more to do with their own emotions than with you. It's easy to overanalyze their behavior, to assume their disappearance means they've moved on, that they never cared, or that you did something wrong. But the truth is, their actions are often a reflection of their own internal struggles, not your worth. Maybe they're feeling nostalgic and reached out in a moment of weakness. Perhaps they're seeking validation or testing how you'll respond. Or maybe they're simply unsure of what they want. The key is not to take their actions personally. Instead, focus on your response. Ask yourself, what do I want? What's best for me? Understanding their intentions can provide clarity, but it's even more important to stay true to yourself. When you shift your focus from their behavior to your own needs, you reclaim your power. You stop being a passive participant in their emotional roller coaster and start taking charge of your own journey. This doesn't mean you have to be cold or dismissive. It simply means prioritizing your well-being over their indecision. One way to gain clarity is to reflect on their past behavior. Have they been inconsistent before? Do they tend to reach out when they're lonely or bored? Understanding these patterns can help you see their actions for what they are, moments of fleeting emotion, not genuine commitment. At the same time, avoid jumping to conclusions. You don't know what's going on in their mind, and trying to guess will only lead to more confusion. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your boundaries. If their disappearance has left you feeling hurt or confused, remind yourself that their actions don't define your worth. You deserve someone who is clear, consistent, and committed, not someone who disappears when things get complicated. Ultimately, understanding their intentions is less about them and more about you. It's about recognizing what you deserve and refusing to settle for less. By staying true to yourself, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections in the future. Now, I want you to drop an affirmation in the comments. I choose clarity over confusion. I honor my worth. Number 4, don't rush to respond. When your ex messages you and then disappears, it's tempting to reply right away or chase them for answers. You might feel a sense of urgency, like if you don't respond immediately, you'll miss your chance. But as Seneca reminds us, if a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. In other words, if you don't know where you're going, any direction will do. Rushing to respond often leads to impulsive decisions that you might regret later. When emotions are running high, it's easy to say things you don't mean or react in ways that don't align with your values. Instead of letting urgency dictate your actions, take your time. There's no need to rush. Use this time to reflect on what you want and how you want to move forward. Ask yourself, what is my goal here? Do I want to rekindle the relationship, or am I simply seeking closure? Understanding your own intentions will help you respond in a way that aligns with your needs and values. A thoughtful response, or no response at all, is always better than a reactive one. Silence can be powerful. It gives you the space to process your emotions and gain clarity. It also sends a message that you're not willing to engage in games or inconsistency. If you're unsure how to respond, consider writing down your thoughts first. Journaling can help you organize your feelings and identify what you truly want to say. Once you've had time to reflect, you can decide whether a response is necessary, and if so, what that response should be. Remember, your ex's disappearance is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their own emotional state and priorities. By taking your time to respond, you demonstrate self-respect and emotional maturity. You show that you're not willing to settle for less than you deserve. This doesn't mean you have to be cold or dismissive. It simply means prioritizing your well-being over their indecision. If their message was unclear or their disappearance left you feeling confused, it's okay to wait for clarity before responding. In the meantime, focus on activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Spend time with friends, pursue hobbies, or invest in personal growth. The more you pour into yourself, the less you'll feel the need to seek validation from someone who isn't fully present. Ultimately, not rushing to respond is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are valuable, and that you deserve to be treated with respect and consistency. By taking your time, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections in the future. Drop an affirmation in the comments. I trust my timing. I respond with intention. Number 5. Protect your heart and peace. Your emotional well-being is priceless. As Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." It takes courage to protect your heart, especially when emotions are involved. When your ex contacts you and then disappears, it can feel like an emotional whirlwind, exciting one moment, devastating the next. But here's the truth. You don't have to let their inconsistency dictate your peace. If your ex's message feels shallow or their disappearance leaves you feeling confused, don't engage. You deserve more than breadcrumbs, more than fleeting moments of attention followed by silence. Standing firm in your boundaries is not about being harsh or unkind. It's about valuing yourself enough to say, "I deserve better." Protecting your heart starts with recognizing your worth. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that any attention from your ex is better than none. But the reality is, you deserve someone who is clear, consistent, and committed, not someone who disappears when things get complicated. When you protect your peace, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections. This means setting boundaries and sticking to them, even when it's hard. It means refusing to engage in conversations or behaviors that leave you feeling drained or disrespected. One way to protect your heart is to focus on self-care. Spend time doing things that bring you joy and fulfillment, whether that's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a hobby, or simply taking time to rest and recharge. The more you pour into yourself, the less you'll feel the need to seek validation from someone who isn't fully present. Another important step is to practice self-compassion. It's okay to feel hurt or confused when your ex disappears. Acknowledge your feelings without judgment and remind yourself that their actions are a reflection of their own emotional state, not your worth. Protecting your peace also means being mindful of your thoughts. When you notice yourself spiraling into negative self-talk or over-analyzing their behavior, gently bring your focus back to the present moment. Remind yourself that you are in control of your emotions and decisions. Ultimately, protecting your heart and peace is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that you deserve love and respect, and that you won't settle for less. By standing firm in your boundaries, you send a clear message that your well-being is non-negotiable. This doesn't mean you have to close yourself off completely. It simply means being intentional about who you let into your life and how you allow them to treat you. When you prioritize your peace, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling relationships in the future. I want you to drop an affirmation in the comments. I protect my peace. I am worthy of love and respect. Number 6. Know when to let go. Letting go doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're choosing freedom. As Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Holding on to false hope, like waiting for an ex who disappears, keeps you stuck in the past. Letting go, on the other hand, creates space for new beginnings. When your ex contacts you and then disappears, it's easy to cling to the idea that they might come back or that things could go back to how they were. But here's the truth. Holding on to someone who isn't fully present in your life only prolongs your pain. It keeps you tied to a chapter that's already ended, preventing you from moving forward. Letting go is an act of self-love. It's about recognizing that you deserve someone who is clear, consistent, and committed, not someone who disappears when things get complicated. It's about choosing your peace over their indecision. One way to start letting go is to focus on the present moment. When you notice yourself dwelling on the past or fantasizing about what could have been, gently bring your attention back to the here and now. Remind yourself that the past is behind you and the future is full of possibilities. Another helpful strategy is to practice gratitude. Reflect on the lessons you've learned from the relationship and the ways it has helped you grow. Gratitude can help you release resentment and make peace with the past. Letting go also means trusting that better things are ahead. It's about believing that you deserve love and happiness, and that it's possible to find it with someone who values and respects you. This doesn't mean you have to forget the past or pretend it didn't happen. It simply means releasing your attachment to what no longer serves you. By doing so, you create space for new opportunities, new connections, and new beginnings. Remember, letting go is a process. It's okay to take your time and be gentle with yourself, but with each step, you'll feel lighter, freer, and more open to the possibilities that lie ahead. Number 7. Respond only to real intentions. Not every message deserves a response. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." If your ex's intentions are unclear or insincere, like reaching out and then disappearing, don't engage. Wait for clarity and sincerity. You deserve love that's genuine and real. When your ex contacts you and then vanishes, it's easy to feel confused or even hopeful. You might wonder if their message was a sign they want to reconnect, or if they're just testing the waters. But here's the truth. Unclear intentions are often a sign of emotional unavailability. Responding to mixed signals only prolongs your pain and keeps you stuck in a cycle of uncertainty. Instead of rushing to reply, take a step back. Ask yourself, what are their intentions? Are they clear, consistent, and sincere? If the answer is no, it's okay to wait or not respond at all. Silence can be a powerful way to protect your peace and send a message that you won't settle for less than you deserve. Responding only to real intentions is about valuing your time and energy. It's about recognizing that you deserve someone who's willing to show up fully, not someone who disappears when things get complicated. By setting this standard, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections in the future. One way to assess their intentions is to look at their actions, not just their words. Do they follow through on their promises? Are they consistent in their communication? Or do they only reach out when it's convenient for them? Actions speak louder than words, and clarity is a sign of respect. If their intentions remain unclear, focus on yourself. Pour your energy into activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Spend time with loved ones, pursue your passions, and invest in personal growth. The more you prioritize your own well-being, the less you'll feel the need to seek validation from someone who isn't fully present. Remember, you don't owe anyone a response, especially if their actions leave you feeling confused or disrespected. By choosing to respond only to real intentions, you demonstrate self-respect and emotional maturity. You show that you're not willing to settle for less than you deserve. To wrap up, remember, stay calm, trust your instincts, and protect your emotional well-being. Understand your ex's intentions, but don't let their inconsistency dictate your peace. If their communication, or lack thereof, lacks sincerity, continue honoring your no-contact rule. Close your eyes and repeat this affirmation with me. I trust my strength and wisdom to guide me through this. I am open to love that is true and fulfilling. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and remember, you are in control of your emotional journey. Until next time, take care.